Okay, are we live? I think we're live. See about that in a second. See if anyone actually gets in here or if it resets me at 30 seconds or 25 like it always does. Wait a minute. Let's see. All right, and we are live. Hey, everybody, it's Jason Blaha here. Thought I would sit down and do a live for you guys and gals. But a quick reminder, if you will click the like here down below, it'd be greatly appreciated. Also, if you guys will hop over to chime in here, go over to my Facebook. It's also linked down below. Follow me there. I would also greatly appreciate it. I engage my fitness content on Facebook. All right, let's get over to the crux of the matter. I may have to end this early. I am waiting on an important phone call, but I wanted to just go ahead and squeeze this in before that. So let's see if we have time to get this done. All right, the topic is people spend way too much time worried about balancing their physique due to different genetic differences instead of just saying, hey, how about I just get really jacked and let my genetics land where they will. In other words, too many people try to, instead of just saying, hey, I'm just going to build as much muscle as I can, get jacked, get aesthetic, then diet down, get lean. They start worrying about, oh, I need to make sure that my delts are bigger than my pecs or my bicep to tricep are these perfect ratios, or man, my pecs might be growing too fast for my arms. Just train everything, okay? And that's the interesting thing. I mean, even when it comes to bodybuilding is, again, I mentioned that like in Michelle's vlog, right? That I know some coaches, some really serious prep coaches who work with natural bodybuilders, both men and women, who say things like, look, don't worry about any of that. There's enough different divisions. Those different divisions are for people with different structures and proportions. That's why they exist. Just get jacked. Just get jacked. And when you get jacked enough, what do you want to do? Land where you will. Diet down and let your genetics determine what you compete in. Okay, and that's what you've got to think about. And I think that's a good advice, because otherwise you end up being smaller. In other words, if you spend tons of time letting certain muscles stagnate completely while you try to balance others instead of just training everything, you're just going to be smaller. You're just going to have less muscle. And if everything is well developed, if you have taken the time to go ahead and develop every muscle in your entire body, your delts, your forearms, your calves, your pecs, everything. If you have taken the time and at least trained everything pretty good and you diet down lean enough, you're going to look pretty aesthetic, close to as aesthetic as you're going to get for your specific genetics or your level of enhancement or lack thereof, right? So even for a natural, and particularly for a natural, I think you have to keep that in mind, keep that in context. And I think that's good advice, because even a lot of those people are saying, look, we don't do that. You let your genetics determine even where you compete. You can still win somewhere. Okay. All right. Quick reminder, there's a bunch of you watching. There's more people who have commented than click like. All right. Get them likes up. And follow me on Facebook, people. All right, let's come over and ask answer some of these questions. Kumar says first and like. You're always in here. Deep Peep the Creep. Hey, Jason, how much cinnamon should you add to oatmeal to get blood sugar? I have no idea. I don't even know that's a thing. Sorry, man. Bob says, do you think the Greek ideal ratio is achievable for everyone naturally? Maybe not everyone, but I would say most people, sure. Right? Get your shoulders wide, so train everything, and then diet leaner. Get leaner, that's it. JB7 FIFA, Jason, I bulked for a year and I feel as though I gained no muscles. Is it possible that I could be a non-responder to stimulus? Also gained a lot of fat, so it was in a surplus. No, you just gained a lot of fat, didn't train right. I have fixed people like you. JB7, why don't you hit me up, send me a message on the Facebooks in Messenger, and maybe I can help you in a professional manner to resolve this. I guarantee you I can help you. I have fixed people with similar problems before. and I've fixed them pretty fast. A perfect example, right? Calvin, who I put up his thing, he was an example of a guy claiming a similar situation. No, Kumar, I've never trained anyone in that environment. They can't afford me if they're in that environment. Mike Justin says, Jason, did you see that Linkin Park came back with a new female singer? I heard, but I haven't seen it yet. Noodle Maker says, just followed you on Instagram. Can't see Facebook link. It should be in the comments when it's the comments of every single video. All right. I'll see if I can put it underneath this one when it's over. But yeah, in the description box of all of my videos, it should be there. It's got over 200,000 followers. It's Jason Blaha Fitness. All right, JB7, will do train 3 days a week, compound exercise, and I have been cutting. I look the same as the weights. I'm approaching pre-bulk. Yeah, I mean, we'd have to look at it. Thoughts on Rich Homie Quan death? I don't know who that is. I guess I'm out of touch. All right. I saw that name in my social media feed. I saw someone I know say the guy died wrong or something, and that's all I know. I don't know who he is. All right. Bob, I'm not going to address that part. No, I haven't had a lot of engagements lately. That's why I'm telling you, well, hey, come over and follow. The page has gotten very little traffic. So if I get people to hop over here and follow, it will make it blow back up. So it's been slow for a while. Hence why I'm asking you guys to go over there and follow it. All right, what else we have here? So is there no advantage, Dean says, so is there no advantage of training a muscle twice a week versus one? Thought twice a week was the sweet spot for muscle gains? No, not really. I mean, we can argue about different benefits and stuff, but the thing is, it's just a matter of your volume and recovery. And I think people can do just fine. You can do just fine on once a week and make maximum gains. You can make maximum gains on twice a week, on 3 times a week. It's just a matter of what you're doing. Reese passes. So if I have weak arms and big delts, I can just focus on delts more to be more aesthetic. No, just train everything. Reese, you missed the point. Just train everything. Why would you focus on delts more? Just train everything and just let it land where it will. The only imbalances you need to really worry about are the ones that you created because, say, you didn't train biceps for a year or you didn't train your legs for a year. Okay. See what I'm saying? That's a little different. But if it's just because of your structure, but you're training everything, just keep getting bigger. Just keep gaining muscle. Okay. Noodle Maker says, I maintain all my strength aside from pushing movements while cutting. Does the fact that push strength is the only thing slightly declining mean that the strength loss is not due to muscle loss? Okay. I'm cutting. It may be some muscle loss. It could be some leverage loss due to the water weight and intramuscular fat loss and everything. Quentin Holiday says, hey, Jason, how do I get my bench up? You open for a consultation? Yep. Hit me up. I can do a paid consultation and see if we can resolve your bench issue. Kumar, no, I don't use X. Bob says, I don't train my lower body. I feel like it doesn't add much to aesthetics. Seems like people only pay attention. They pay attention to your lower body, dude. Come on. Why don't pull-ups count as full biceps? Since I thought the grip width position doesn't make much difference. I just don't think they maximize bicep growth. They never did for me, not like curls. Host of Mahogany, how do I know what it takes to join Team Blaha? Put in an application. Let's see what we got. For guys who aren't obsessed with perfect ratios or arm size, it's okay to not do arm. I would recommend if you want to look good, you should probably do some arm isolation. Okay, and that's just simple, right? That's just simple. You probably do need to train arms. That is part of just normal training balance. Now you can choose not to, but then we're coming back over to you may be training imbalance in that case. Yeah, you should probably do some arm work. And it doesn't matter what your arm genetics are. It would be a good idea because otherwise people will notice you don't have good arms. Yeah, Dean says that's true. People always notice your legs. Yeah, he's right. Hosta says, I've been training with Konevsky. You're probably lying, but I don't even think, is Konevsky even train people? I'm legitimately unaware. I thought Eric went to pure comedy stuff a long time ago, and that's all he's done. I haven't checked in to see, though. All right. Yeah, Kumar, you need to be training your lower body. Poi says, Mike Israel, who has huge legs, says that no one cares about his XRL. They only care about his upper body. I'm going to disagree. Hello from India, Coach Blaha. You have many friends here. Thank you. Thank you for chiming in. Thank you for introducing yourself. Did you see the basement bodybuilding road to 18-inch arms? I like him in general. For him to get to 18 inches naturally is quite impressive. No, I don't watch his channel. Pete the Creep is adding 10 grams of potassium citrate to drinking water. Good idea? No, probably not. Thoughts on the flash flood warnings? I don't have thoughts on it. I don't know anything about where that is. I don't know a lot about California. John says, but my arms genuinely don't grow more when I throw in single joint work. They are just lagging behind big time. Well, you need to change the way you do the single joint work then. Bikram says, Coach Blaha, I noticed a new look. Have you gotten new glasses? No. All right. Peep, you shouldn't be taking 10 grams of potassium. Like if you choose to do something that ill-advised without researching it first, here's what I'm going to say. If you go do something crazy like that, leave that membership set on your auto pay. So, in case you don't make it due to some heart attack or something from it, hook a brother up still. Yes, that's potentially dangerous. You don't just add that many electrolytes or potassium just arbitrarily. Okay. Worst case scenario, yes, you could have a heart attack from that. If someone has not been training correctly or eating enough for years and not gained any muscle, can they still experience new gains? Possibly, yeah. Poi says Steve Shaw claims that his average genetics, is he underestimating his genetics? I don't know. He very well might. You ever consider doing natty or not to get better? You do it than someone like Greg or more place, more date. Seems like there's a lot of views in it. Oh man, maybe. Maybe I could think about it. All right. Jeff Side said the carbs and eggs are why he is so aesthetic. If that's what he said, man, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. The carbs and eggs. Mike Jessen says, Jason, when you were doing boring but big 5x10 barbell squats or volume, did you find you couldn't recover from the axial loading? No. It just felt like it felt like junk volume though. Kumar, I have no idea. I think you're the same person who made 2 accounts. That's what I think. What's a safe amount of potassium? See, Creep, this is where you need to go do research and not start arbitrarily asking YouTubers. You need to go do medical research if you're going to say, hey, I want to load extremely large amounts of supplemental potassium. You don't take my word for it. You don't go take someone else's word for it. You go look into medical data because you are doing something, in that case, potentially reckless. Okay? All right. Do you think bodybuilding is dead or will ever see the classic physique? I hold out that we'll see a classic era physiques again. Boy says, can you make lean gains without high protein? I don't know. That could be hard. I mean, you could, in theory, you're going to gain less muscle and just have an extremely small surplus and not super high protein in theory, but it's going to be really, really, really slow. Chad says, hey, coach, how are you? Did you go to church today? What's your advice on following Christ daily, even though it seems hard? No, I didn't go to church today. Hey, Chad, you kept talking about you were going to send me a message to apply for something and you didn't. So you lied already. That's not being a good follower of Christ. You should either apologize for not applying for the service you said you would, or you should go apply for it. If height stats are self-reported, can we even trust national height surveys if average height shorter than we? Ooh, no, that's a good question, John. I don't know. It's not 10 grams of potassium. Creep, that is one you're going to have to go research, because you're asking me to give you advice on something of that nature that's particularly dangerous off the top of my head. I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should go research it. And on something like that, guys, that's not because, oh, you don't have good information. But that's why we come to you. But again, you don't ask me something that could be potentially deadly for me to give you advice off memory in the middle of a live stream, and then you take that as gospel. Okay? I'm responsible and knowledgeable enough to know that I shouldn't do that. How many inches are your calves? Probably 17 to 18, I guess. They're probably about 17 right now, if I had to guess. Jason, have you seen Jeff Size video titled Lifetime Natural from a couple months ago? Well, maybe he is Lifetime Natural, man. I mean, all the joking aside with that, I mean, it's the look. It's not the size. Jeff was not big when I met him. When I met Jeff Size, I'm going to be clear, he was not big. Like, Jeff wasn't walking around even at what I would consider to be a natural limit, by the way. Okay. He was under 100. He couldn't have been over 170 pounds when I saw him. What are your arms taping at these days? I don't know. I haven't taped them lately. I'm going to guess close to 17. It could be under. Your face is getting a lot leaner. Have you thought about chewing some gum to build your jaws? No, I don't think that works. I'm 5'9", but get called tall all the time. I'm 5'9". I've had people who think I'm 5'11" or 6 foot or whatever. You said Jeff Size like 5'9", right? At 175, that height isn't that big. Maybe he is natty. Yeah, he's the same height as me, and I'm 5'9". The creep at I have maybe 500 milligrams of magnesium. Oh, gosh. All right. So we got some of that nonsense coming in. All right. Bikram says, why don't you taper? Maybe I will. How did David Laystyle shredded while benching 400 while deadlifting 700? All natural. It must have been because he got his start on one of my programs that builds supernatural people. Are you still using your specialty bars? I've not been using my specialty bars. I literally use almost nothing but my Texas Power bars. Pete the Creep says, are chickpeas a good protein source or just poor quality plant protein? No, they're decent. I mean, it's still plant proteins. It's going to be a little lower bioavailability. But keep in mind, it all adds up. It all adds up. Good question. Wouldn't it be good to use all your specialty bars to avoid overuse injury? My training volumes are low enough that I'm not really worried about overuse injuries. I'm not seeing any risk or signs or inflammation. So no. How to make tofu taste good? I'm probably not the best person to ask. I don't eat super flavorful food. You know, you're in India. Use all those spices. You guys have all sorts of spices there, right? Use them. How to get the face of a handsome Brad Pitt naturally with average genetics? Just diet down and get leaner. Getting leaner is probably the best thing you can do for your facial aesthetics as a man. Lose body fat. Get that jawline. What's the biggest engine? I don't know. You need to be very specific when you say what's the biggest engine. Because are we talking industrial? Are you talking about diesel? Are you talking about gasoline? Are you talking about, and if we're going to talk cars or gasoline or alcohol, are you talking about production vehicles? Or are you talking about boutique stuff for race cars? Okay, you see the problem with your question? Can you argue that the small brachialis makes your side delts look more cap? No. You ever driven a V12 coach? Not to my knowledge, no. I don't think there were V12s in any of the forklifts or anything I ever drove at work in the past. Or how to avoid water spots on a car washing in the sun? I don't know. Go Google. I don't have an answer to that. Why you guys think I know that stuff? Can you play any of Randy Rhoads' solos? Nope. What's your favorite car you've owned? I'm going to go with my 1980 Chevy short bed pickup, which I totaled it. Do you prefer coaching beginner, intermediate, or advanced lifters? I don't know. I guess it really depends on the person. Like I've had people I really enjoyed coaching in all three categories, to be honest. So I can't say that I would narrow it down to one. I mean, advanced lifters can be pretty fun. Have you used an arm blaster for curls? Do you think it's worth getting on? I mean, I don't think that they really are. Vikram, if Chad wants to pay me to be his dating coach, I'll take the job. But he's not getting a discount. We charge him full coaching rates. It's all good. All right. So we got anything else going? I'm not going to run this stream real long tonight. Well, I like the sound of it. This is Dean says, well, I like the sound of a 3-day split training a muscle once a week. You've said it's good for advanced lifters, but how about intermediates? Yeah, it's good for them. Maddie Does Fitness says he passed a test where it shows he's natural. I guess it's that simple, huh? Peep the Creep, could you give me a general life advice consultation? Yeah, probably. On those regular consultations, I'm willing to kind of chat with you guys want to, but you got to run it by me beforehand and we set it up. But don't contact me unless you're serious about it. Because if you tell me you're wanting something like that, I'm just going to send you payment info. And if you don't pay up, I'm probably just going to block you. All right. Can we get a tricep flex? No, not really. Maddie Does Fitness actually used to be Jason's fan. Some of very old Jason videos still has his comments. Yep. Matt Does Fitness. Yeah, I remember back when he was new on the tubes before he blew up. You said in the past, I don't even remember who Mike Thurston is. Sorry. I mean, I know the name, but you're asking me something like that. I don't remember saying that. I probably did, and I vaguely remember he was some YouTube bodybuilder, but I don't remember anything else about him. Fresh Habibi says, hello, Jason. This is my first time in the stream. Zachary, your head injuries pick up on you at a water park. I went to a SeaWorld Aquatics in San Antonio. I haven't been to many water parks, and I've never been hanging out at a water park that I remember single without the girl I was with there. So no, they totally different. See, Chad, that's where you come over to the dating coaching. I'm not going to give you the advice. You don't have to sign up for the coaching now. All right. How do you deal with female clients that get too flirtatious? You just let them know that you're coaching them, and keep it professional. How you tell if someone has side enhancement in general? Well, a lot of times the lumps with the actual needle hole are the dead giveaway. All right. Kumar, you've never seen an office cabinet, but you've never seen a filing cabinet before? Okay. Fresh says, I'm trying to get my friend to watch you and get into the gym. He has insane insertions. Could you tell Lee to go to the gym and watch you? Lee, go to the gym and watch me. All right. Pete the Creep says, are you single? I don't discuss my personal life. Sorry. Coach, Matt asks, Coach, how much does a dumbbell fly actually bring to the table for muscle growth, physique enhancement? It can bring a lot. I think dumbbell flies are actually a very good chest exercise. Just because I'm biased towards presses because they work triceps too, in no way removes the benefit of a fly. Fly is a good exercise. Well, Vikram, hit me up, send me a message, and we'll do one. They are $100 an hour though. Thoughts on Conor Murphy's picking up girls' videos shirtless? I remember vaguely him doing that, I think, a long time ago. I don't really have thoughts on it. I mean, he's got a good physique. I don't see why it would be over. He's outgoing. He's got a good physique. I don't think he would have a super hard time of picking up girls shirtless. Right? All right. Dean Offsky, see you next time. Appreciate it, Dean. Thank you for the donation. All right. Fresh says, Coach, my friend Lee that I mentioned is also an MMA practice. Do you think you have tips for training in that field? Yeah, man, he should hire me as a coach. I'll get him strong as hell for it. Adam says, are you watching any good shows at the moment? No, not really. Zachary says, where I live, you'd be an excellent bouncer. Yeah, too dangerous and doesn't pay enough. All right. We're getting about 30 minutes in. I think I'm going to wind this down. All of you guys who mentioned consultations, hit me up. You guys follow me on the Facebook. I love all of you guys and gals, and I will talk to you next time.